happen. I set this goal walking into May. I said, you know what, this is the month. We're gonna go hard. We're gonna make this happen. So I said to myself, okay, we need 33 sales calls. How are we going to book 33 sales calls? That was the goal, right? 33 sales calls in a single month. Now, with that being said, I had about 3 assets that I had to work with. I had my LinkedIn profile. What is up, YouTube family? So I'm actually right now going to Turkish food with my brother and my dad, getting in the car right now. All right. Yeah, gonna enjoy the time with them. But I have some news to share with you. So last week, July 22nd, 2023, I hosted a mastermind event here in Toronto. Myself included, I literally brought the #1 strategy I'm using right now to get clients on LinkedIn coming to me every single week nonstop. And I'm giving this all away for you for free in this YouTube video. So take advantage. Grab a pen and paper, learn. More importantly, apply, just do it. Let's just dive into the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.
I can hear them coming, riding up the road. Can't you hear the drumming? They're coming for my soul, oh yeah. I can hear them calling for my head.
In May 2023, so this was like 2 months ago, I was able to generate 60 grand from one single webinar. So I'm gonna actually teach you the exact strategy of what I did, how we made $60,000 in a single month from this one webinar, and I'll break it all down for you. So first thing what we need to go into is the actual, I should have gone through this, but first thing that we gotta go into is the math, right? So my product is $6,000 for my coaching program, right? It costs $6,000 to enroll into my coaching program. So therefore, if I wanna make $60,000 in a month, I need to make 10 sales, right? Pretty standard math here. So now the question becomes, how do I make 10 sales in a single month that will get me to $60,000? Now, with that being said, it all, obviously, as you know, it all breaks down to sales calls. If you're selling a $6,000 product, nobody's gonna click on a landing page and just buy this like an Amazon gift. That just doesn't happen, right? In order for them to buy a product of like that price, you're gonna need to speak with them on the phone. So obviously, it required me to take sales calls. Now, my close rate is 30%. That's like an average close rate if you have like a decent, inbound marketing strategy. 30% meaning that for every 10 calls you close 3. Right? Or sorry, for every 10 calls you take, you close 3, right? So based on that math, I set this goal too. This was a very actual, this was not like just randomly happened. I set this goal walking into May. I said, you know what, this is the month. We're gonna go hard. We're gonna make this happen. So I said to myself, okay, we need 33 sales calls. How are we going to book 33 sales calls? That was the goal, right? 33 sales calls in a single month. Now, with that being said, I had about 3 assets that I had to work with. I had my LinkedIn profile, and I don't have a lot of followers on LinkedIn. I have about 12,500 followers. Like, might seem like a lot, but it's really not a significant amount, right? So I had 3 assets to work with. I had my LinkedIn profile, I had my appointment setter, Juanita, who I wish was here, but she's in Colombia right now. One key point to say is, look, having one, this is just a complete side note, but having one person who is an A player for your team is 100 times better than having like 3 people who are just average, right? The amount you can get done with one person who's really committed to your business and wakes up and just wants to work for you and really wants to put themselves on the line for you is infinitely more valuable than just the VA, right? So with that being said, that's why I had Juanita, and I had a Zoom link to book calls, to take my calls, and a Calendly link to book my calls, right? That's all I had. So I had those 3 assets. My LinkedIn profile, Juanita, my appointment setter, we had a Zoom call, we had my Zoom link, and a Calendly link. Zoom to take the call, Calendly to book the call. So, go back, this was the math, $6,000 product, we needed 10 sales, our close rate was 30%, so therefore we needed 33 sales. And these were the assets that I had, right? I walked into the month I wrote this down on a whiteboard pretty much. I don't know if I wrote a whiteboard, but I wrote it down, right? I wrote this down and I said to myself, okay, let's attack this month. So now the question becomes, okay, how are we gonna do this, right? What are we gonna do to book these calls? We have these assets, we have the goal, what are we gonna do? So the standard method, if you do basic, online marketing, high ticket sales is this. You post content on your LinkedIn profile, you get viewers. LinkedIn has the best organic reach out of any single social media platform there is. And the beauty of LinkedIn is that it's all professionals, right? You post on TikTok, you might get more views, but you're getting like a 10-year-old kid in his pajamas, right? Like you go on LinkedIn, you're getting someone who's actually a professional. You know that 40% of LinkedIn users have an income of $70,000 a year or more, right? That's extremely high, right? So that's why you want to be posting content on LinkedIn. And I pushed them to my VSL. If you don't know what a VSL is, it's just like a training video where I took them, and then the whole point of that was to nurture them, get them excited about the offer, get them excited about what I do, about getting more clients, all that stuff, which is my offer. And then followed up, that's where Juanita comes in, where, they watch the video, Juanita kind of comes in, messages them, and is like, hey, Joe, saw you watch the training video. How did you like it? Joe says, yeah, I loved it. It was really good. I learned a ton here. It was like a really good value. And she's like, well, are you looking to really start your business here? Are you looking to really take things to the next level? Joe says, yes, I am. Okay, Joe, why don't we hop on a call and we can kind of go through how we can get you to where you want to go. Joe says, yes. We book the call. That's where the Calendly link comes in. Then I get on the call with Joe. I say, hey, Joe, how's it going? Before the call, Juanita will brief me. Hey, you got Joe in a few minutes. This is what Joe's all about. This is what he needs to fix. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I take the call. I say, Joe, what's going on, man? How's it going? Tell me about your problems. Joe says, yes, let's go. I'm ready to sign up for your program. You take the credit card on the spot. Always take it on the spot. And you get the sale and the deal is locked, right? That's the standard method. And it's pretty good. And I'm not ripping on this. This is like the very standard method you do. And I did this, but the problem with this is it's actually tedious and you need to have more infrastructure if you really want to scale it. So I wanted to focus on something a little bit more high leverage, right? Like this method right here, if you implement this will get you to anywhere from like $10,000 to $30,000 a month, right? And it's pretty good, like, you know what I mean? Like solid, 10, 30K is no joke, right? But I wanted to do something a little bit more high leverage here. What could I do to actually speed up the process, make this work more efficiently? And this is where the LinkedIn organic webinar method came up. Now, to be honest, nobody actually taught me this. I mean, I kind of just learned bits and pieces from like a bunch of different places and, deduced this on my own. So this is my IP. I'm just joking. You can copy this. So with this being said, I want to tell you exactly what I did, right? So I took advantage of the LinkedIn reach. The LinkedIn reach is insane, right? I knew that I could get a lot of people to attend this event. This was my goal from the very beginning. How can I get people to attend the event? So the very first thing I did when I actually created the event. So this is the event right here. How to make $20,000 a month from your content on LinkedIn live training, right? So I told them, this is me. Got my boy in Palestine, Amir, to make this graphic for me. Looks good. So we put this up there, right? Nice photo of me smiling. So I created this event. Now, how did I invite people? I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just inviting like Tom, Dick, and Harry to the event. I wanted to make sure that the people that were coming to the event were actually interested, that I knew had a high probability of becoming actual buyers, right? This was the goal of what we were trying to do here. So with that being said, I made a list of every single sales call in the last year that I did not close. Every single sales call in the last year that I did not close, right? So if I closed at a 30% rate, that means 70% of people said no to me. So I took all that 70% and I said, look, let's add them all to this event. So Juanita went and then added every single one of those people to the event. Done. Then I went and looked at my content. Who's been engaging with my content? Because every couple weeks there's like some new faces that engage with my content. So I invited them. By the way, if someone wants to add people to the Zoom, there's people waiting in the Zoom link. So anyways, as I was saying, I wanted to add as many people as possible to this event that were the right fit. So I went with all the sales calls I didn't close, the people that have been engaging with my LinkedIn profile, and then any other prospects that I've been talking to, right? So it's a decently warm audience. So I ended up getting about, as you can see here, 70 people, 70 people who wanted to attend this event. Great, but this is not enough. This is not enough in terms of numbers, but just because they're attending the event doesn't mean they're gonna show up. Right? When do people show up to events? When do people show up to this? When it's in the calendar, right? When it's in the calendar. So you have to make sure that this event is in the calendar. So just like you all registered for this event, right? Same idea. I had a calendar event Well, now obviously the calendar event's gone because the event's over, but I sent them a calendar event. Now, to make it even easier, I had people just attend the event, right? Just click on the event, attend the event, done. Now, not everyone's gonna do that, right? Because it's extra work, right? It's like people, you have to understand, no matter how much people wanna buy from you, no matter how much people wanna work with you, people are inherently lazy. Lazy. Doesn't mean that they don't wanna buy, but you have to be the person to like guide them every step of the way. So with all 70 people that said we were attending the event, Juanita went and messaged every single one of them and said, you know, hey Joe, I saw you were attending my event, super excited to have you there. Do you mind giving me your email so I can add you to the calendar invite, right? So then we got pretty much of the 70, like 60 of them said, yeah, sure, here's my email. Now we have really 60 people attending the event because it's in the calendar, right? Then when the event itself actually happened, that's right, or like the day before the event, we then went and followed up with every single person. It was a little manual process, that's why I had Juanita. She went and messaged all 60 of them and said, look, hey Joe, looking forward to having you at this event. Super excited, we're gonna go over some amazing detail at this event. Really would love to have you there, you know, XYZ, come on over. So that was a nice reminder. And then again, 30 minutes before the event, I did the same thing. We sent everyone a message again. Hey, looking forward to having you at the event. That's what I'm saying. You have to imagine that your audience is inherently lazy, right? So then we brought them all to the event, right? Then from the event, right, what we did here was obviously we hosted the event. Let me go back to the slide here. So this was the event here. You can kind of see in the picture. There was a bunch of people. Dev, I see you there, so thanks for showing up, which is great. So we ended up having, I think it was, if I can remember correctly, 47 people who attended the event, right? So pretty good show-up rate. Most webinar show-up rates are 10%. If I had 70 people who said that they were going to attend, and I still got 50 people to actually attend, 47 to be exact, that's an insane show-up rate, insane. Like people are not putting up numbers like this in terms of their show-up rate for their webinars, right? So just to give you some context. Now, what did I do in the webinar? I introduced myself, same way I kind of did today, talked to everyone, said, you know what, this is what we're gonna be going over today, this. Then I actually taught a serious lesson. This was not like a sales pitch. There was no charlatan stuff here. I actually taught them like they were my own clients. I gave them a legit strategy. I literally pulled out pieces of content. I was like, this post made me 5 grand. This post made me 7 grand. This post got me 3 clients. This. And these people were mesmerized. Like they were really getting top level value from me at this event, right? Then, I should have said this earlier actually, when the event first started, I made everyone a promise. And I said this to them. I said, look, if you watch this training to the very end, I will give you full access to one of my group coaching calls. Right? So these are my group coaching calls with my clients. So I showed them this link, right? I showed them this link. So this, obviously, these are the people who enrolled in my program. These are people who have paid to be part of my program, right? So I showed them this link. This gets them like salivating. This gets them excited. Like, wow, this is paid material because this has inherent value. Only people who have access to this are people who have paid me to enroll into my program. So I literally, what I did here was I invited them. I told them, hey, I'll give you this training. I think it was this one, how to guarantee yourself results. Not every training, just this one. So what did I do? I kept it very organic and I showed them, hey, this is what my paid clients get. If you watch this training to the end, I'll give you access to this. So they were like, okay, yeah, sure. Of the 47 people that attended, 45 stayed to the end. 45. And I'm telling you it was because of this. Then at the very end of the event, I make a call. I said, okay, great. Who got value from this? You know, people are like, great, this is awesome. And I say, well, look, as promised, I'm going to give you this training that I said I would give you for the program, because you should watch this at the end. But I'm also going to do something else, right? I currently, I didn't tell them what I charge for my program, but I said, look, if you're looking to work with me personally to really scale your business and you just got all this amazing value from me right now for free, can you imagine what's on the other side? Right? If you and I actually started working together professionally, can you imagine the value I would be able to give you and the attention I'd be able to give you if you actually started working with me personally? Then from there I said, look, here's the deal. Because you watch this to the end, I'm gonna give you 10% off my program, right? I'm gonna give you 10% off my program and only for the people who book right now, right? Sound good? And then bang, it was like a boom. Call booked, call booked, call booked, call booked, call booked. Do you see the leverage point here? Instead of like one call at a time, we started booking non-stop calls, right? So then right after the event, we closed 2 sales right after the event. So that was 12,000 right there, right? So, but I didn't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like we made 2 sales out of this. What I did look at it like was, I said to myself, okay, what can we do here to continually bring more people into the program? What I did was, I took that entire training, because it was recorded, put it up into a training video, and I went and I told all those other 20 people that didn't attend, I said, hey, I know you missed the training, but here's the recording. So then boom, they got access to all of it. Then I went and published on LinkedIn and I said, hey guys, I ran a training yesterday teaching XYZ, you know, how to get more clients with your content, how to do this. If you'd like access to it, just like this post or comment below and I'll give you access to it. Then we got another 40 people, 40 who actually requested the training. So now it's no longer the 47 that attended and the 2 people that closed. It's the 20 people that didn't attend. It's the other 40 people. And then we continually closed and closed and closed until we got to 60 grand in the month, right? So all of this is from one webinar. But what I want you to really pay attention to here is that we tend to look at things like absolutes, right? I run this webinar, this is what I get out of it. Be creative, right? Think, how can I get more out of this webinar, right? I gave the training, I packaged it up into a recording, and then I sent it to like how many more people? Like 60 more people that didn't attend. Then Juanita followed up with them. Hey Joe, how did you like the training? You know, and Joe's like, this is great, Surim. I got so much value from this. I'd like to learn more about how I can work with you. I'd like to learn more about how you can help me get to where I want to go. I say, great, we book those calls. You see how this is how you scale, right? This is called a high leverage activity. One webinar can bring all these people over, right? So this is what I'm trying to tell you is that focus on higher leverage activities. So I'll wrap it up here with pretty much everything, but does this make sense to you, like what I'm saying right now, like about being able to run an actual webinar at this level? Because, and I did this all organically. I didn't pay $1 in ads. I didn't do, it was just, I had 3 assets. 3 assets, there's no excuse. You know how much how much investment people have to put in to make 60 grand in a month in a normal business, in a regular business? They have to put up thousands and thousands to put up this. I had 3 assets to make this happen. My LinkedIn profile, I had an appointment setter, I had my Zoom and Calendly link, and that was it. And we made it happen literally from this point onwards. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? You want to be able to do this. And I'm telling you, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, right? If your business, honestly, if you've done 10K a month and you're kind of like stuck, because there's barriers to business, right? Like if you're stuck at the 10K a month level and you can't really get past that, this is one of the fastest ways to break past the 10K a month level, right? Because at 10K a month, you kind of know what you're doing, right? You know what you're doing and you can actually get yourself, you know how to hold your own. But then scaling past that, this is what it requires, right? Doing something like a webinar. That's my message to you. Regardless of what you got out of what I just taught right now, persist, right? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to teach a webinar. I wouldn't be able to do this if you don't keep trying new things. Like before I got to this webinar strategy, I had a ton of failed things before that, right? I'm just showing you what worked. But before this, I was trying other strategies like cold calling. It wasn't working out for me, other things like that. I came upon this due to persistence. So I'm telling you, again, I don't want to make this too much of a motivational speech, but I want to tell you the same thing is that just persist. Right? If something doesn't work, you have to look at your business unemotionally and objectively, and you have to understand what's working and what's not working, and you have to continue to persist. I truly feel it's the man who bangs his head against the wall enough times that'll actually win, right? So I encourage you to do the same. And that's it for me. So thank you very much.
I can hear them coming, riding up the road. Can't you hear the drumming? They're coming for my soul, oh yeah. I can hear them calling for my head. You have to wait a little longer, cause the king ain't dead. They tried to steal my crown with lies, thrown to the darkness and broke inside.